All right, there you go.
All right, I'm gonna jump right in here. Okay, do you guys see 2024 travel update on the screen?
Yep, I do.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, guys, well, welcome to the 2024 travel update. We have a bunch of really exciting news, a lot of clarifications, and a lot of things for you guys to look forward to. And let me see here. If there's any questions, go ahead and pop them into the chat. And I think Kathy and Veronica are going to help me if a question comes up. So let's jump right in. A little bit of what we're going to be doing today, a quick introduction of myself, summary of a few things, how to service bookings, next up, member benefits, some goals for us, introduce you to the travel team. You know, like Jen always says, the best is yet to come. We have some really exciting things coming soon. Going to introduce our training program, Passport to Profits, how to get one-on-ones with me, and then we'll close with some Q&A, and I'll have my contact information up for you. So if you don't know me, my name is Nicole Zillman. I've been a member of ABC since 2010. If you can see in the picture, those are my two little girls there. If you ever schedule a one-on-one with me, you'll hear them for sure. And yeah, so this is my second year in the Sandals Chairman's Royal Club. So I book a lot of sandals and beaches. I founded my wedding planning business in 2010 in Beverly Hills, right when I was graduating from USC. And I've been able to triple my business and expand to 3 markets because of travel and destination weddings. And then, so on this slide, there's a link, and I believe, let's see, Kathy McCrae will pop that in the chat for you. We'll probably pop it again later in this session as well. But if you do have any questions, especially if you're in like a very specific situation, you can always schedule like a 15-minute meeting with me there. All right, so let's get started on breaking this down. If you have ever booked travel before January 1st in ABC, you booked the first 2 ways here. You booked through the 077 IATA number or the 061 Sandals program code, specifically with Sandals Resorts. Now, I wanted to make this very clear. All of your businesses are different, and all of your needs to service your clients' travel bookings are different. So I'm going to go through a few things, and you absolutely have the right to choose whatever method you want to book your travel. Now, breaking this down, can you guys see a cursor on my screen, or does that show up? Okay, so the Sandals program is probably near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. As of right now, you can continue to book through the current program code. I'll be very clear in that the Sandals program is owned and operated by David Wood, along with any of the bookings outside of Sandals that you had booked prior to January 1st using the 077 IATA number. Starting January 1st, ABC has a new IATA number that starts with 346. It's the only way to book that is completely owned and operated by ABC. And we'll talk a little bit about this moving forward. Let's see here. Was there any questions so far? Okay, well, I'm going to move to the next slide. Feel free to ask any questions as they come. Okay, we got that person muted. Okay, so wanted to make another thing very clear. Oops. If you have any bookings currently in the Sandals program, using the program code 061061513, or if you have any other hotel bookings that were booked through the 077 IATA number, those are completely owned and operated by David Wood, who does not have any affiliation with the Association of Bridal Consultants as of January 1st. If you need help with any of those bookings, any commissions checks, need help on travel suppliers and serving those bookings, you need to contact David directly. Now, moving forward, any Sandals bookings, cruise bookings, Hard Rock, any other travel suppliers, pretty much anything else under the sun that you'd like to book moving forward with ABC's new IATA number, you can call the ABC main office directly or shoot me an email, travel@abcweddingplanners.com, and I can help you service those bookings. Okay. So how do you book under ABC's new IATA number? One, check out the travel membership benefits page, which is on abcweddingplanners.com under the member portal, and you'll have the travel membership benefits. And Miss McCrae, would you be so kind to pop that link in, please? So that'll appear in the chat. The first step that you have to do, and this is something that we're establishing since January 1st, is we will require everyone to sign an agreement. And that agreement, it is very reasonable. All it's saying is, hey, ABC agrees to pay you a commission when you book through this specific IATA number. You, as the travel advisor, agree to do a few things. And one of those things, for example, is you agree to have a terms and conditions. You agree to send your clients an insurance waiver that says, hey, I offer insurance, and if you don't buy insurance through me, you understand that you have the right to, and you're going to seek it elsewhere, etc. I'm going to have some sample terms and conditions, sample insurance waivers available to you. Again, in that agreement, it'll cover the commission payout schedule, the commission split, all that good stuff. Basically just protecting both parties there. And as soon as you sign that, you have the ability to book and sign up for TA portals, such as Sandals. We're going to have pretty much any supplier under the sun that you would like to book with. If we are not already registered with them, give us about 24 to 48 hours. Let us know, hey, I want to book with Virgin Cruises, Carnival Cruises, Hilton, Marriott, etc. Whatever you want to book, let us know and we'll give you the information that you need to register with them directly and make your bookings.
Nicole,
And then,
there's a question here from Nicole. She wants to know what would be the commission or payout for travel advisors? Like, how does that work?
Under the new
Wonderful.
IATA number.
Right, great question. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a minute so I can see you face to face. Under the new IATA, there is a different payout schedule. One of the great benefits of booking under the new IATA number is that there's an opportunity for increased commissions. Now, with a lot of agencies, there is a scale where you start out at a certain commission split. Ours starts out at 75%. And once you hit a certain number of benchmarks, like let's say $5,000 in commission, you bumped up to the next level. So you can earn, I believe, Veronica, correct me if I'm wrong, 75, 80, or 85% commission split, which is, yes.
That's right.
So it's a great opportunity. Another benefit of that is that we've unrolled, or I want to say unleashed, but that sounds really hostile. We have announced another tool called Tess. Tess is not only a way for you to keep track of your own bookings, but it's a way for us to keep track of your bookings. And it's a way for us to, for example, say, hey, they've made X amount of commissions. They are now bumped up to the next commission level. It's a way for us to say, hey, this person books a lot of Bahamas or a lot of Jamaica. we should let the Bahamas or Jamaica tourist boards know about them. It also helps us keep track of the Sandals and Beaches bookings that you've made, because unlike in the past, we are giving access to everyone for the marketing bank. So for example, for every booking that you make with Sandals, a portion of that booking is dedicated to the marketing bank. For example, a Butler suite is worth $300 in marketing bank. Now, because now we can track who booked what and how much people paid into the marketing bank, we're able to distribute those back to you. There are some caveats. You do have to still go through your Sandals BDM for things that they approve. There are some regulations on, okay, if you're doing a bridal show, it has to be completely Sandals for you to use marketing bank for the bridal show entry fee, etc. But another great benefit of using Tess. Did I answer your question, Nicole?
I'm sorry.
All right.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks. That's a great question. I'm going to continue sharing my screen here. All right. So I mentioned it before, and the link is in the chat. Go to the ABC member travel benefits page on abcweddingplanners.com. This not only outlines the travel benefits specific to using our IATA number, this page will also be your resource moving forward. Right now it has Tess and Sandals on there. There's a video if you have not been able to log in to your new Sandals TA portal. There's a video on how to register for that. But save this page, bookmark it, because as we move forward, as we add more travel suppliers, the links on how to reach those travel suppliers and make bookings through them are going to be on this page. Now, something I wanted to share with you is our goals. So technically, we're kind of starting as a new agency. And our goal this year is to increase our agency revenue to support providing additional benefits for everyone. And one thing in particular, certain states require seller of travel licenses. And for example, and I'll be very clear, California and Florida are the two major seller of travel license states. They require something like a $20,000 bond, etc., for you to be able to sell travel. And by selling travel, it means any travel involving those states. So even if you live, for example, I live in Colorado. If you live in Colorado, if you're selling to people in California, if you're selling to people from another state traveling to California, I like to say it's to, from, through, or to clients living in those states, you need a seller of travel for that state. Now, if you're in California and Florida currently, I highly suggest that you double check that your bookings are covered. If you're new to our program and you want to get set up in those states, we don't, as of today, have a seller of travel for California and Florida because we are waiting for that revenue to come in so that we can purchase those. And from what I'm hearing, the Florida seller of travel license is going to be coming the quickest, and then California soon to follow. But don't worry, because if you're in California or Florida, we've thought of it and we have a solution for you in the interim. So just contact me and I'll let you know how you can book California and Florida between now and the time that we get those seller of travel licenses. So don't worry, we've absolutely taken care of it for you. It's just a different way that we have to make those bookings. So set up a one-on-one with me and I will let you know exactly how we have to do that.
Nicole, so this is a new thing, or is this sellers of travel thing something we already have in place on our existing bookings?
Good question. So you have always needed a seller of travel. And for bookings that have been made before January 1st, you will need to contact David Wood in regards with that. But yes, you have always needed a seller of travel for those states. There's actually 4 or 5 states that require them. California, Florida, Hawaii, I believe, and some other ones, but California and Florida are the ones that are the hardest to get and the most expensive. They also have the highest penalty. But yes, so it's not a new requirement. It has always been required. Moving forward, we will have that as soon as possible for you. Reach out to me if you have any questions on that.
And Maxine also wants to know, she says, I sell to clients in Canada. Do we need one for international clients?
That's a very good question. Kathy, would you like to field that one?
No.
Okay. To my knowledge, you do not have to have a seller of travel for people in Canada unless they are flying to, from, or traveling to, from, or through California or Florida or one of those other states.
Okay.
And Jen, I just saw your question again. Yes, so a little bit later, I'm going to be announcing our travel program. And there's a whole chapter on that. What states require seller of travel. There's a map with big states highlighted, big in red, so you can see that.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen. All right, so that's our goal for this year. Generate revenue, that means making bookings so that we can continue to provide additional benefits such as seller of travel licenses to all members. Speaking of members, I want to introduce you to the ABC Travel team. We have Kathy Evans here from New Jersey. Kathy's in here. Hey, Kathy. Nikki Hiller-Roach from Trinidad, myself, and we do have space for more people on the travel team. If you're interested, shoot me an email and I'd love to chat about it with you.
Just real quick before we move on, I don't know if anybody saw that I made a comment in the chat about tests. But after we had the ABC webinar with Tess, I did request the one-on-one through the link that was provided. And it was, for me, absolutely invaluable. The rep I had, her name was Jesslyn. She had the patience of a saint. She answered every, and I put in parentheses, dumb question I had. She gave me a recording of the webinar when we were done so I could go back and refer to my questions and her answers. And I have her email address now, so if I have any more questions, I can email her directly. And also Tess has a ton of training videos, and they also have an online tech support. So if you wanted to reach out and try to chat or send an email, they do respond rather quickly. So I will tell you that I had 6 new clients to enter today. And now that I know all of the steps and did it correctly, it took me much less time than when I did it the first time and had to go back and do everything again. So the training videos and those one-on-ones are invaluable for tests. So if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to try to answer them.
Wonderful. And Kathy, where were you able to sign up for a one-on-one test training?
I believe after the webinar was over, there was a link to go to it. Veronica was kind enough to forward it to me. So I have it. It's basically like signing up for a one-on-one with you. You basically make an appointment. It was a calendar with, times and whatever. You pick what's convenient for you. And they send you the acknowledgement just like this. And it's just another Zoom meeting, just like this.
Perfect. Yeah. And I think the test training is up on the travel member benefits page. So I'll make sure the link is on there. And if not, we'll find a way to post it on on that travel page. But thank you so much, Kathy.
Nicole, we have another question here from Joanne Moore, and she's wanting to know, would you explain what we need to do to change from the old IATA with sandals to the new ABC IATA?
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute for this one. So if you do choose, and I am making a very big point of mentioning, you do have the right to choose where you like to book. If you choose to transition from one agency to another and start booking through the new IATA number, there's a transition form. Your bookings that have not traveled will stay with the previous agency. Your bookings that have traveled, for example, across the top of, let's say, a sandals program, you know, like gold level, let's say you have 50 bookings and you're a CSS, you know, whatever level that is, that will come with you. There is a transfer agency form, and I can go deeper into that with you one-on-one if you would like to schedule that, or shoot me an email. There's a little bit more specifics that go into that, but it's definitely possible. Just kind of a little bit paperwork heavy. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so like Jen Ball always says, the best is yet to come. More things in the pipeline for this year. More travel suppliers, cruise lines, larger TOs like Classic Pleasant, basically more travel suppliers than ever before. And I like to use this phrase that Mr. Gary Sadler uses. And I've heard a rumor that there may be a podcast starting. So you can look out for that. Other things to look out for is the resource bank that the travel team, and especially Miss Kathy Evans, will be helping out with. Now that includes things like a Dropbox. If you go and you film some room tours, let's say at a Sandals or whatever resort, we can post them for everyone to share. So you can have a firsthand look at what the rooms look like, what the restaurants look like, what wedding locations on site look like. That's going to be up very soon. More travel industry training and much, much more. Speaking of travel industry training, we are having a new program, a travel training series called Passport to Profits. We're going to have a bunch of ABC members that are currently booking travel, guest speak on certain topics. The first one will be Tuesday, March 26th. So add that to your calendars. It'll be very similar to tonight. There'll be kind of like a program with a lot of guest speakers and a really heavy Q&A. So we're going to cover travel basics. Like I mentioned before, we're going to cover what is in the agreement that you sign with ABC that allows you to book travel. We're going to cover the insurance waiver, errors and omissions insurance, the seller of travel licenses, all of those things. A lot of best practices, how to work with different suppliers. A lot of us have booked Sandals and Beaches, but may have never booked outside of that. So how we start working with that. We've already done the test training, but we are going to include that in this course as well. Group travel, scaling your business, and then we're going to conclude with a live travel panel. So look forward to that.
Awesome.
And then I'll
and
get
Nicole, Deborah asked Passport to Profits. Is that the same time, 7:30?
Oh, that's a great question. The time is TBD at this moment. It'll probably be in the evening, so around 7:30 Eastern time, but we'll confirm that when we post it. And it will always be recorded as well. So I'll get through these next two slides, guys, and then I'll open it up for a Q&A. So like I mentioned before, if you have any questions, because all of our businesses are kind of structured a little different, they all look a little different, schedule a one-on-one with me. It's like 15-20 minutes. For example, if you have questions on transferring agencies, on setting up portals, if you want to go through the IC agreement, the agreement to book travel, schedule a one-on-one with me. I'm happy to talk about everything with you. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at travel@abcweddingplanners.com. Okay, what questions can I answer for you guys? Let's see here.
Oh, I
Okay,
know
I'm
you guys
seeing-
got questions.
I have a question. Hi,
Sure.
it's Linda. I got a question.
Sure.
This new IATA number, you said this is through ABC.
Yes.
Would this be the same to use for group travel? Like if I'm doing Apple Travel, Apple Leisure Group or something like that?
Yes. So you, from now on, should you choose, the 346 IATA number is what you use to book absolutely everything.
And I could use it for cruises, any group travel that I'm doing, I can use this number. I don't have to remember 2 or 3 different numbers.
Right. You don't have, that's literally the most important number to remember. You can book absolutely anything as long as they work with travel advisors.
Can you give me the number again? I want to make sure I got it right.
Yes. Let me pop back over here. It is 346-274-82.
Great, thank you.
And also, Glinda, do remember though, to book through the IATA, you will need to sign the agreement first.
Got it.
Yeah, I think we had a question. So ABC is the travel agency. Are we independent contractors? Thank you, Ron, for that question. Exactly. So the agreement that you're signing is, I am an independent contractor, not at all employed by ABC. And that we'll go more into that, the first chapter of the travel training with the IC agreement. Let's see here.
There's a question here from Margie about commissions. Is it
Okay.
ongoing or do we start each year new with the 65, 80, 85?
Yes, great question, Margie. It is like a lifetime cumulative. As soon as you reach $5,000 in commissions paid out to you, you kind of bump up to the next level. So you don't start over every year. The only reason we are starting kind of from zero right now is because we're brand new.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I had to log in with my browser. My Zoom wasn't working, so I wasn't sure if my microphone is working. So I had done the travel training in the fall, and I hadn't booked anything yet. So do I have to redo training, or I'm confused a little bit on what
Okay.
I'm
Are you
doing now?
talking about sandals specifically?
Yes, I did this. I
Yes.
did that sandals training.
CSS.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so there's 2 ways to do it. Do you have lifetime bookings in there?
I don't.
Oh,
don't know.
have you ever booked anything?
Oh, I haven't
under
booked
that portal?
anything yet. I haven't booked anything
Okay.
yet.
Yeah, so the easiest way to do that would simply be to sign up using the new IATA number, and I can help you out with that. And then honestly, the most simple way to do it is just take the training again. And since you've been through it, it'll be really easy to kind of, do those quizzes at the end of each chapter.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be the easiest way to do it. But there is other ways to do it. If you wanted to send me an email, I can help you switch over.
Okay. Yes, I took a picture of your email information, so I'll contact you tomorrow and go over things with you.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds
Thank
great.
you. Thank you so much.
No worries.
I have another question.
Yes.
In the TA portal, do I need to log out of that and create a new account? How does that work when my email address is already registered?
Yes. So do you have bookings that have not yet traveled?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
have some P2P points in there, but that's all.
Okay. So you And do you currently hold status lifetime bookings? Let me take a step back since we're getting this question a lot, and I'll just briefly describe if you do choose to move from one agency to another, specifically with Sandals. If you have no pending bookings, that means bookings that have not yet traveled, it's a transfer form in which you take everything, if you said, I want to transfer tomorrow, you take everything that has traveled and all your status up until that point, take it with you up until that date, and then the next day you start over. So if you have 100 bookings, you're starting at 101. So you just continue on to that. You bring your status and lifetime bookings with you. If you have bookings that are pending travel, it's a little bit more difficult. I would suggest waiting until those travel. If you would like to, for example, if you have bookings that are on the books, but you'd like to start booking 2025 and onwards under the new IATA number, you can have 2 portals at the same time. You just need 2 different emails. So I don't want to take too much time with this question specifically, just because so many people are in so many different situations, but it is possible. Please send me an email or schedule a one-on-one with me.
I have a question. It's Maxine.
Yes.
Do we have a list of all the travel suppliers with the new ABC IATA listed on the members portal right now?
Not today.
Not today.
Right, not today, but we are working on getting that uploaded. We'll also have, for example, for right now, we just have Sandals. We are registered with a lot of different travel suppliers. We're just working on getting the information on how to, let's say, today we had Virgin Voyages. Here's how to set up your TA portal. So what we can do in the meantime is just provide a list of who we're registered with. And then, if you want to book with someone who is not on that list, just contact us to make sure that we are indeed registered. And as we get more time to as we get more time to write out the instructions on how to book with all of those people, it will show up on the membership, the travel page. But that's a great idea, Maxine, and we can definitely provide a list of who we are already registered with. And then should you want to book with them, for now, just email me and I'll tell you how to book.
So I had a few sign up with the old ABC, for example, Riverside Cruises, Club Med. When I started booking with them, I signed them up with ABC, which is the old IATA.
Mm-hmm.
Now, forward, I would want to switch over. So I would maybe we can just re-register.
Yeah,
re-registered ABC.
Right, yeah. So with a lot of those other suppliers, unless you are very specifically worried about your status or certain rewards benefits that you have accumulated with that supplier, the easiest way is to start a new one. And sometimes that means you'd have to start or provide a different email address. But in most cases, just starting fresh with a new login is the easiest. Again, Maxine, I believe we already have a one-on-one consultation scheduled, so we can talk about that specifically for those suppliers. And I can look into see if they have a different transfer protocol.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. And Nicole, there's another question from Deborah.
Mhm.
Speaking of P2P, how will our existing points work being a part of the new agency?
That's a very good question. From what I've heard from Sandals is everything will come with you. That is not a pending booking. We'll have to look at the time that your P2P points expire and see, maybe they expire within a certain time frame and you just want to wait to use those until you transfer over. But let's schedule a one-on-one and we can take a look.
Cole, for the transfer of sandals from one agency to another, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my understanding that it's a one-shot deal. So if you want to transfer now and you still have trips that have yet to travel, for example, I have bookings under David that go through April of 2025. If I move now, everything that has yet to travel will not come with me. But if I wait until the last person travels, then everything I've booked up until that point will come with me. But I only get to do it one time. Is that correct?
Yes. So yes and no. I'm going to correct just a tiny bit of what you said.
Please.
So, for example, if you currently still have bookings in one agency,
Right.
and you'd like to start making bookings in another agency, you can only earn status on one IATA at a time. You are absolutely free to have 2 IATA portals, but you should pick one day, and that's the one-time thing. You are able to transfer agencies more than one time. But for example, if you have bookings that have not traveled, are still going to travel up until April, if you transferred today to your new agency, the bookings would stay at your old agency. They would still travel, you would still get paid for them, but you would not get credit for those bookings under your new agency. So let's say you have 100 bookings, 5 of which are still with your previous agency. You transfer, those 5 bookings travel, you'll still get your commission, you'll still get paid, but the 5 points won't go on your new agency. Now, if you wait until they travel and choose that as your transfer date, then everything will come with you.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Hey, Ron is asking, is ABC registered as a travel agency in Puerto Rico?
That's a good question. I want to say yes, because Puerto Rico is technically legally part of the United States. Veronica is nodding. Is that?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is, since technically Puerto Rico is a part of the US, you can operate as a travel agency anywhere. Same rules apply.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Let's see here. I'm trying to go back up. Okay, Margie, please explain how each member gets their own IATA number. Okay, so the IATA number is the agency. ABC has one IATA number. That's the 346. Are you asking about an IATA card, Margie? Because that is another membership benefit, is that you are able to get your IATA card. IATA just has a threshold of you have to reach $5,000 in commissions, and then ABC is able to issue you your own IATA card, and that has a number, if that's what you're asking. Okay, great. Okay, looks like Margie got it. Let's see. But yeah, isn't that great, guys? We can now get IATA cards. All right, is there any more questions?
No, all right.
Galena
It's a lot
actually
quieter
asked,
than I anticipated.
Galena actually asked, are the hotel blocks going through the same IATA number, and do we need the contact for that as well? And Veronica did answer it, but maybe if you could just touch on the hotel blocks, Nicole, and how that works.
Yes. So every travel piece that you book will have the same IATA number. If you're choosing to book through ABC, if you choose to book through David Wood, again, we have to kind of direct you towards David Wood in that case. But moving forward, sorry, my dog coughed. Moving forward, absolutely everything will be under the one IATA number. There's nothing else you have to remember.
And Jen asked, will we have room block forms with new ABC info? They are already up on the website, Jen. So you can download the new ones right now as of January 1.
Okay, Nicole, I have one here that I get asked on social media all the time. We just got to see that you just got to go to Jamaica. And I know Wendy White always gets this question too. How do we get to go on fam trips?
Oh, wonderful question. Okay, everyone is always excited about fam trips. And when we're going to get to go on the next one, I would like to say and remind everyone that space on fam trips are earned. And what that means is that we all love to go on fam trips. We have to show people that we make bookings to invite us on fam trips. And what is the best way to show them that we make bookings, that we're a professional agency, that we have a ton of advisors who are professional advisors? There's a few different ways. Of course, bookings. Bookings, you know, if we Veronica and I had been talking with the Bahamas Tourist Board, and they really want to send us on a fam, but they're asking us, okay, how much Bahamas did you sell last year? And we have to, you know, provide those numbers. So making bookings, logging them into tests so we can be like, oh, hey, Bahamas, yeah, we just sold $500,000 of Bahamas bookings last year. We have serious and well-trained professional travel advisors. So that's one way. Another way, a lot of destinations have specialist programs. Have those of you who have your cameras on, have you heard of like the One Love Jamaica specialist, Bahamas specialist, Antigua, St. Lucia? Pretty much every island has a specialist program. Even going online and taking that online course will go a long way in letting these destinations and properties know that we're serious and we deserve space on FAMs.
So
Awesome.
Nicole, I have a question. So that's my concern, if we have to wait until like the travel that we have in the books under the old IATA before we can transfer to the new IATA, because we're gonna, you know, I'm looking at bookings right now, and I start doing my bookings with the new IATA, but I have,
and you absolutely can.
Yeah, but I have something on the book right now, which is a big booking that I would like that to be transferred, you know, so I get my PTP and I get my status transferred.
Right.
But you said I have to wait now until.
It's up to you.
I know.
So for example, yeah, when is your big booking traveling?
They're traveling in March, which is soon, but I'm looking at bookings right now.
So what I would say, exactly, what I would suggest to you right now is, and I'll be clear, you don't have to transfer your status right now. You can make new bookings under the new IATA and still have bookings under the old Sandals program. You absolutely can book in both places at once. So Maxine, what I would suggest is for any new bookings that are further out than March, start making them under the new TA portal, or, you know, if you were talking about Sandals, start making them under your new TA portal under the new IATA number. As soon as the one in March travels, you can transfer. And then you already have those other bookings on your new IATA lined up.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. All right, more questions.
So
We
Jen
have
had
all those
asked
names.
about the specialty programs. Can we put specialty programs towards boards together that we can investigate and start working on? I
Absolutely.
did reply to her and I told her, yeah. We're working on gathering up all the information and we'll get that out on the website shortly.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to put that list up. If you have an island that you work with a lot that you're not a specialist in, I would highly suggest starting with that one. So if you book a lot of Jamaica, start with Jamaica, because a lot of those specialist programs also have rewards for you logging your bookings with them. I know Jamaica, like if you're Jamaica gives out a $300 award every month to one of their Jamaica JTB agents. So start with whichever island or destination that you book the most, and we'll get that list up as soon as we can. Okay, Maxine's question. You posted as soon as March travels transfer. Deborah, can you clarify your question?
At the last words that you said to Maxine was that after her March people travel, that she could transfer. And I guess I'm not sure what you mean when you say she can transfer, because I heard her say that she had other travel pending under the old IATA through, I believe she said 2025. So I was just a little bit confused about after the March travel, then she could transfer, something could transfer.
Right. So in answering Maxine's question, my understanding was that her booking that she would like counted on her status travels this March, which is soon. So she could transfer tomorrow if she's not worried about, that booking counting towards her lifetime booking number. You can start with your new Sandals TA portal at any time. You just have to pick the date that you want to switch from earning one to the other. So it really is up to you. For example, if you have no bookings left to travel, you can transfer tomorrow and you'd be set for the future. If there are some of you that have like big destination weddings where there's like 20 bookings traveling at the end of this year, then you may want to wait to transfer until those travel and just continue booking everything else in your old portal until then. So you rack up all those numbers and then all those numbers come with you on the date that you choose to transfer over.
So it's my understanding that it's to transfer your status, which means if your goal right now to transfer your status as goal and all the points associated with the travel. That's what I'm waiting on to transfer. But I can start doing bookings in the new IATA immediately. Correct?
That's correct. Yes, that's correct. And to be clear, you cannot transfer the bookings themselves that are currently booked under the 061 or the 077 that are owned and operated by David Wood. Those bookings stay with David Wood. You can't, unless you would like to appeal to him to sign off that he is letting go of a booking, to take it with you to a new agency. That's the only way to take that booking that has not traveled with you, which is why we suggest just wait till it travels. But you can always, like I said, if you're in a situation that is a little bit more complicated, sign up for a one-on-one with me and I'll walk through it with you.
There's a question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I see the question about loyalty and travel bookings. Is that the one you were pointing
Yep.
to? Okay. Loyalty and travel bookings. Loyalty and travel bookings are their own creature, kind of, because loyalty and travel bookings in perpetuity belong to the original IATA number that booked them. Which is why, for example, if you have a client that, didn't use you to go on property, you can't transfer the next booking that they booked at Loyalty and Travel to you, because Loyalty and Travel, you can't swap IATA numbers, you can't do anything else with them. That's just the how it goes with Loyalty and Travel. Now, Kathy Evans, I want to point out something that she's done very well is you can say, hey, I'm switching agencies. If you would like to book with me, you absolutely can. I would love it if you don't book at Loyalty and Travel this trip. We're going to look for a different promotion. We'll get you really close to what the discount would have been, and we'll sign you up with my new agency moving forward. That way I can be your agent that services all your bookings in the future. Kathy, do you want to maybe, Kathy Evans, do you want to maybe take a minute and talk about some of the promotions that you've used in place of Loyalty and Travel?
Yes. So the free anniversary night, if not familiar with that, if clients travel within 30 days of their wedding anniversary, before or after, and can produce a copy of their marriage license on a 7-night booking at club level or butler level, if it doesn't already have a free night attached to it as a promotion, they'll get a free night. That discount is like 14%, which is more than the 11 or 12% that's offered at Loyalty, 11% for a club booking and 12% for a butler. So if you can get them to do that when you switch agencies, and then if they want to continue to book at Loyalty in the future, that's fine. So that's the incentive that I'm using for my clients to get them to switch. Don't book at Loyalty while you're on property. When you get back, we'll discuss how we can save you more money. That anniversary night discount can also be combined with the 10% for current or retired police, IAFF firefighter, or military. And they can't just be a volunteer firefighter. They have to be a member of that union and produce that union card. So that's the way. It's the free anniversary night is how I'm getting them all to switch over.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And then just to also reiterate something, another way that you can recapture Loyalty and Travel guests is if you have a client and they're on property and your IATA number is associated with them, they can simply not book, and you can rebook them into your new IATA, your new agency. Or if they have already booked at Loyalty and Travel, say, hey, have a great time. Next time, don't book at Loyalty and Travel, and we'll reconnect for your trip after that. So if you already had someone who is on a Loyalty and Travel booking with travel pending, don't worry about it. We'll reconnect with them in the future. I've also, a tip that was given to me by another CRC member that is part of ABC. She suggested, hey, send them a gift card for if they're really good clients and they rebook all the time, say, hey, don't book at Loyalty and Travel. I'll get you, like a massage or something on your next trip. So you have free reign to do that for your Loyalty and Travel clients. Make it make sense to you. If they don't book very expensive things, then don't book them like a $500 massage. Maybe, send them something else. Yeah, candlelight dinners would be great. But yeah, any other questions?
And it's very important, Nicole, that you have that conversation with your clients before they go, because you know loyalty and travel would harm them while they're there. So make sure you have that long conversation with your clients before they travel.
Right,
Put it in
exactly.
writing when I send out pre-travel info. I'll give them like a sheet of hacks and things like that, and I will put it right in there so that they have it in front of them. And I will send it to them as an email as well so that they have it in front of them.
Right, right. And as always, follow up with your clients after they get back and be like, hey, did you book at Loyalty and Travel? Oh, okay, great. Yeah. You'll still get paid for that booking if they transfer it back to you. If you booked the old way, if that booking still goes on the books, you'll still get paid. It just won't count towards your status if you've switched to another agency. But yeah, always follow up with them, always give them kind of like a pre-travel reminder, have the conversation, because if they don't know that it would hurt you, then they're going to book. But most of the time, they would like to support you. But yeah, okay. Any other questions? I'm going to do a last call for questions since we're hitting about the hour mark. Or if you would like me to talk about anything in more detail that we touched on today, let me know. Okay, let's see. Margie, as we transition to the new ABC, how long is that IATA valid? Are you asking how long is the new IATA number valid? Because that is potentially forever.
I think she's
Oh,
asking
Sandals.
about David's.
Oh, okay. How long is David's? You would have to contact David for that. We don't have any timeline on if and when that should change. But if you do have bookings currently pending travel with him, then they are not in danger at this moment. But yeah, if you need any help with that, please contact David or the phone number for the, I want to say old ABC main office, but the Connecticut office.
So will David continue to use Association of Bridal Consultants with the IATA number? Because that could be confusing.
The only IATA number that currently is the Association of Bridal Consultants is the new 346 IATA number.
Okay, so if I call Sandals on the old IATA number, they wouldn't see, or if I go into the portal, it wouldn't show Association of Bridal Consultants? Because when I get my check, all that, the old IATA would says ABC.
I'll grab that one, Nicole. So for the time being, I think you'll see Association of Bridal Consultants for both, but both will be his will be transitioning. So the legal name of like his company is ABC Travel Division. Like that's who the IATA number is, with a DBA of the Association of Bridal Consultants. And then ours is legally, it's under International Association of Wedding Planners, DBA Association of Bridal Consultants, until we can, get everything transitioned over.
And then, okay, so I've got a question from Ron. Ron has informed me that Puerto Rico requires independent contractors to register independently with Puerto Rico. Can ABC help with that? Shoot me a message if you wanted to take a look at the IC contract. I'm not currently familiar with the requirements of Puerto Rico what you need to register, but shoot me an email and we can look at the requirements together and I can see how I can help.
So, just one quick question for Veronica, and I can take us offline at some point. So when I register for travel events in New York City and I provide my IATA number, sometimes they ask you for the name of, and it's the IATA, and it's always Association of Bridal Consultants. So moving forward, if I provide this new IATA number, what is the name that I should be providing them for the travel division?
You would still apply the Association of Bridal Consultants, so that's not going to change.
Okay.
Yep.
And Maxine, if you wanted to go on the IATA website, you can look up the IATA number, put in our new IATA number, and it'll show you exactly how it shows up to
Yeah.
any member of IATA.
Right,
Yeah.
because when I give the client most times it's the tourism board or the travel agency. When I give them the number, the Association of Bridal automatically pops up. But I just didn't want any confusion having the same name for two different IATAs.
Yeah, we've already started reaching out to pretty much everyone that we know of that uses certain, like the Jamaican Travel Tours Board, Bahamas Tours Board, and started the whole process. So you shouldn't see any kind of difference in moving forward. The only thing that will change is that number.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome.
All right. Okay. Well, if there's not any more questions, please feel free to schedule a one-on-one with me. If you don't see a time that works with you on the calendar, please shoot me an email, and we can set up a time that works. And we'll get ready to do a lot of big things this year.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah. You're very
Great
welcome.
Guys, looking forward to working with you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Awesome.
been
Thank
easy for you
you.
guys.
Good night.
You too.
Good
Bye.
night, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody. Let me